Is it just me? Or does that look uncomfortable? Are you even laying down, Rory, or are you sitting with your head down? That's weird. I mean, you look comfortable, even though I know it's getting warmer, buddy, I know, but it's not too bad. It's been worse. You look comfortable, though. What we got here for heat? 28 degrees outside of here, 24.5 inside. Good afternoon. It is getting warmer in my RV, but it's not that bad yet. It's June. We're working our way towards summer. It will get worse, but right now it is very bearable. I personally think it is due to the humidity. It's 48% humidity outside and dropping, 58% in here. Honestly, anytime the humidity is lower than like 70%, I'm gonna say, it's so bearable. It could be like 30 degrees in here in the RV, and as long as the humidity is low, I can handle it. Cats can handle it. They're desert creatures. Right, Bubba? People forget. Like, you're from the desert. I mean, we got Rory out here laying in the sun, so he doesn't mind it. It's 28 degrees outside and he's laying in the sun. If you're wondering why he's laying on the plastic from the grass, I'm trying to grow the grass. Got my cat grass growing out here. I am actually getting some blades coming up. This time I didn't go through all the trouble of soaking the seeds in water and drying them off and doing all that. I just literally set them in on top of the media, poured some water in, and I left them out here. It rained a few times. Yeah, for several days I didn't think the seeds were going to open up at all and sprout grass, but this morning I just noticed that it had. So, just like preparing for winter, when you live in an RV off-grid, you also somewhat have to prepare for summer. It's not nearly as involved, but I still in some ways have to prepare to beat the heat and the humidity. Just so you know, my camper does have an AC unit. It didn't work since I got it 8 years ago now, I guess it would be. Might be something simple, I don't know. I never really looked into it. Now, when the generator is on and I turn it on to high cool or low cool, it makes a noise as if like there's power to it, but I never messed with it too much. Reason being, I'm off grid. In order to run that AC unit, I would probably have to run my generator all the time, because right now I just don't have enough solar to keep an AC unit running. It's a huge power suck, and for the amount of really hot days we get here, that's not a lot. I'm on the east coast of Canada. Yes, we get hot days, but they're few and far between, and I would say we would be dealing with unbearable heat, and I use quotations because I know down south you're probably thinking,
that's not unbearable.
But what we would consider unbearable heat, because we're used to colder temperatures, you really only have to deal with that for maybe 2 to 3 weeks max. It's something that we can survive here just fine. If I were down south, I would absolutely need to have a working AC. Absolutely. And if I didn't, it would be dangerous for the animals. But the cats are fine in here with me running fans and taking certain precautions to make sure it stays a reasonable temperature in here all summer long. Right now it's 24.6 and they're thriving. Ramsey's sitting there wondering why his food bowl is empty. Rory's in the cold dark bedroom. That's where he likes to be. While I'm in here, I should add that the only places in this camper that have blinds on the windows is the bedroom. I've got a blind on that window, a blind on the window behind the bed, blind on this window, and then this is a second door of the camper. I do have Reflectix over that window. Just another way to beat the heat on really hot days. You know, cover up all the windows in the bedroom, and it keeps it somewhat bearable in here. Also, on this back window behind the bed, I have a piece of Reflectix on the bottom part of the window, and there's a reason for that. In the winter time, if I don't have a piece of Reflectix on the bottom part of the window, a cold draft comes in at my head. But with the Reflectix on the bottom part of the window, the cool draft goes up over the Reflectix, and it doesn't really come back down onto me at all. It just kind of goes up and over and whatever. The other reason is that if I fully cover a window with Reflectix, you end up getting mold all over your window, because I've done that before. So with Reflectix, I tend to try to keep an opening either at the top or at the bottom, even if it's a small gap, just to give it an airspace, because if there's no airspace, you will end up with mold.
Ask me how I know.
So the single most important thing that I have, that I have in this camper to keep it cool are fans. Just fans, you know, it's keeping the air moving. And sure, I could cover up all my windows and avoid the heat from coming in, but like I said, there's only so many days out of the year where we have to deal with that kind of heat anyway. Something else that has helped significantly with the heat in the summertime is having this roof over top of the camper. The reason being, the sun lays on top of the metal roof there and reflects back, but I don't have sun laying directly on my camper roof. So believe it or not, it actually does help keep it a lot cooler. And there is a little bit of an overhang on the roof. So as you can see, you know, the sun's hitting down here, but it's shaded in under there for the most part. So it does help. It really does. So I've got my tower fan. It's an oscillating fan. It does have a remote. I can shut it off if I want to. It displays the temperature in here, which 25, that's accurate with what my thing was saying. Turn it back on again and it's left on the same setting it was on. I have it on fan mode 3. Don't want to get the mic too close to the air, but it's got an eco mode, so it uses less power. Yeah, this is the oscillating button. This is eco mode, and then also I think the highest it goes to is 4. I have it in eco mode right now too, but I just need it on about 3 today. It's not that hot. Another fan I have that I love, Colin sent me this I think about 2 years ago. I'm charging it up right now, as you can see, but the cool thing about it is that it will run while you're charging it too. So it has this little turn dial button. You can put it on low, crank it all the way up to high, you can move it around. And underneath it's got this little hanger, so you can hang it upside down wherever you need it, really. That's been another nice fan to have in here. I've got this pointed this way, this one pointed this way, and the oscillating one really helps to keep this whole area cool because it's just going back and forth, back and forth. In the bedroom at night, I have this little tiny like office fan type thing, and I just bring in a battery pack, plug it in. There's a little switch up here, I think. Yeah, a little switch back here. You turn it on and off. I don't have it plugged in right now, but it's pointing towards the bed, so that does help. Again, I can take one of my other portable fans and bring it in the bedroom and point that at me too, or I can move that one around. Everything helps. Man, I love these days. Sunny. What have we got? Oh, we definitely had, 18.5 amps coming in, which is nice, on the house battery. I have this tower fan right here plugged directly into the inverter right there. And the EcoFlow, because it is fully charged, it's at 100%. That's why you don't see any solar coming in. These things have like a built-in charge controller. I'm using 44 watts. That's literally just my Starlink. I've been running that all day because I can. I'm getting free power right now. And my fridge is plugged in, but that compressor hasn't kicked on quite yet. Definitely loving these sunny days after a long winter. I can just sit here and use whatever I want to all day long as far as power goes, and I don't have to worry about my battery dipping too low at all. And as you know, I don't even have a large solar system. I have several small solar systems, so I can keep everything operational, fully charged on days like this, and I don't really have to worry about a thing. We're sitting at 100% all across the board. Let me show you my most recent purchase off of Amazon, because I think it's pretty cool. Is it gonna work? I don't know yet. Okay, I ordered this very recently off of Amazon. It is a cooling fan. Just plugs in on the side. It's USB powered, and it will not work without being plugged in to USB. Like this one here charges up and you can run it not plugged in for so many hours, but this one here you have to have plugged in. Basically how it works, kind of like a swamp cooler. You can put ice cubes and water in here, which I will test out shortly. And it's got a misting feature here, So yeah, it's supposed to help keep things cooler when you do not have AC. I guess I can determine how well it works once I try it out. Keep in mind I haven't used this yet, so I don't know how well it works. Got this little material handle here. This is one of my favorite features. It lights up, okay? Whoops. I held it in too long. But you can change the colors. I don't know how well that's showing up on camera. It's got pink, green, blue, red, green, white. I thought that was pretty freaking cool. We've got the misting feature, which I'm not going to turn on because I don't have any water in there. And it's got a timer. You can put it on a 2-hour, 4-hour, 6-hour, or 8-hour timer. It also has different fan speeds, low, medium, and high. This is cool too. It has like directional fins. So if you have this sitting on the floor and you need the fan to kind of shoot upwards, you can move the fins up. Or if you have it up high and you need it pointing downwards, you can move the fins in a downward motion. No affiliation. I was on Amazon and it had good reviews and I thought, summer's coming. I want something like that to test out and make sure it's gonna try to keep things cooler in here when I'm at work for 13 hours so that the cats can stay somewhat comfortable. The fan itself is powerful for a small space. It's not, you know, nothing crazy. Yeah, let's put some water and ice in this thing. See what we got in here for ice. Surely I have some. Oop. Since Ramsey's not out there using his fountain, I'm gonna steal his little power pack here so I can move the fan somewhere more stable. It's just that that cord only reaches so long, so, you know, you've got to be close to a power source to run this thing. That's the awesome thing about these little power banks, you know, they're portable. You can move them around wherever you need them, and this only runs, actually I just looked, it's only takes 9 watts of power, voltage 5 volt, 2 amps. So I'll put this thing up on the counter where it's more stable and we can fill it with ice and try her out. That's it. We got ice cubes, water. Ideally, you'd probably want more ice cubes than that, because that's probably what's going to help keep it cool. I'm half suspicious that if it's really hot, your cubes are going to melt really fast, and just the water is going to be room temperature, so it's probably not going to do a whole lot. I'm sitting in front of it. I can feel the mist if my hand is right up to it. I don't know, it just feels like a fan to me, but it was worth a shot. Yeah, I don't know, I'll get back to you on how the fan works. It feels kind of cool. I think it would work in a small space as long as your ice cubes are still ice cubes and not melted into a pool of piss warm water. I mean, the water definitely feels cool right now, so. See, what did I tell you? Desert creatures laying out there in the sun, in the heat. Loving it. Loving it. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that I would try that fan out and just see how it worked for me since I'm in a small space and all, but I'll be honest, I think a swamp cooler would probably work better just because it's an insulated cooler, so your ice is going to stay ice for longer. The cheap fan didn't break the bank or anything, but I will test it out more, obviously. I can't just say that it didn't work because it's still a fan at the end of the day that's going to be shooting out mist. You can turn the mist option off, obviously, because that's not something I'm going to want when it's humid. I don't want to put more moisture into the air, right? So I wouldn't run that feature at all when it's humid. So in that case, it's as good as just being a fan. Forgot to mention too, this thing comes with a remote. So you can literally change the settings from wherever. Definitely breezy out here today. It's been blowing around a smell. And at first I couldn't quite put my finger on it. But then I remembered exactly what it was. It's the undercoating, the fluid film under the box truck. So needless to say, it still smells like dirty feet. Yeah. Whoa. Just over here making burgers again. I know. Had to run some errands. Got a oil change for Blue Crasher. Ran to the DMV for something we might talk about in another video. And ran to the post office. And somebody sent me a parcel. So thank you very much. I'm gonna have to check my email and see if somebody left a message with this lovely gift, but somebody sent me 3 cast iron pans, which is pretty awesome. Never used them before, I will admit. So it might be a little learning curve to it, but I'm excited. Thank you. I know I've been having burgers a lot lately, but I had ground pork in the fridge thawed and I needed to make something with it super quick. Barbecue burgers, super quick thing. Also, if you haven't had ground pork barbecued burgers, you'd be surprised at how good they are. They're really good. And ground pork is a lot cheaper than ground beef. It's a good alternative. And since it is a beautiful day, we need to have a beverage with the barbecue burgers, because what else are we gonna have? Oh, love that sound.
So refreshing, so good.
Just vacuumed the catio the other day and, oh, look at that. Dead June bug, but other than that, it's just, yeah, seeds from the maple trees. A little pork burger, mayo, cheese, shredded lettuce. Then you don't like lettuce? You kidding? You like pork, but you don't like lettuce. This is gonna be so good. I am so hungry. Not having anything else with it, just the burger. I'm too hungry. Actually, almost hangry. I gotta eat. Yep. It's all gone, man. I ate the whole thing. I'm sorry I didn't share. I was too hungry. I'm sorry. I destroyed that. Usually something I do every summer. Just took the pipe off of the wood stove. I'm not going to be running that for the next 2.5 months, I hope, not till September. Capped this off so I don't have to smell any of the, creosote or anything. I don't have one for this, so I just throw some tin foil on it and throw the kettle on top to weight it down. And there was no point having a cradle of wood and kindling over there in the corner, so I put my little folding chair over there. It's a really nice blanket that Moses sent me. Thank you, Moses. I love that thing. Let's be serious. We know who's going to be sitting on that chair the most. I'm pretty sure it's going to be you. You're probably going to steal that chair from me. He pretty much claims everything in here. Poor Rory doesn't even use the cat tree because it's Ramsey's. It's Ramsey's cat tree. So I got my tower fan over here. It's going to be oscillating back and forth, keeping this area cool. That's it. I'm ready for summer. I don't go too crazy. I'm not going to put an AC unit in here for the small amount of days that we have heat, really, to deal with. I'll be honest with you, I still have fleece sheets on my bed because in the evenings it's still cool. We're in mid-June right now, so maybe by July I'll put regular sheets on the bed. And I'll probably have those on for July and for August, and then September I'll be back to the fleece sheets again. Yeah. This is better, just frees up a little more space there. I could, if I wanted to, get some help and remove the whole wood stove out of here for 2 months, but I can't be bothered. The weight of that thing, I mean, that's a sure way to throw your back out, right? So, not happening. Just one of those things, like, is it worth it? Probably not. That's it. That's how I prepare for the summer and the little bit of heat that we do get. I actually have come to realize that I do sleep better when it's too hot than when it's too cold. That's just me. Other people might be different, but let's be real. Where I am, there's way more cold months than there are hot months. That's why I have a wood stove and probably couldn't live here without it, honestly. So yeah, this summer we'll beat the heat with fans, and more fans. And popsicles and freezies probably too. Just can't be bothered to put an AC unit in here and run the generator. I just can't be bothered with it. And also, you know, I could up my solar and my batteries and put AC in here, but for the short period of time that I'd really need it, it's not worth it to me. Plus, I'm planning to up my solar game and my battery game for that right over there. Right, Bubba? We will survive just fine. We'll be just fine with fans, open some windows. You're a desert creature. You've done this for the last 8 years. You'll be okay. By the way, when it does get really hot in here, the cats always go for the wood stove hearth. I don't know, it must just be cooler on them, but they always lay on that when it's too hot. So that's how we deal with the heat here, just kind of the old-fashioned way. Some fans, freezies, popsicles, icicles, ice cubes, cold drinks, cooling fans, misting fans. I've been liking that thing a little more. I stood in front of it today when it was full blast with the fan and the mist, and it felt nice. I honestly think something like this would be perfect for a smaller space like a van, or if you're like a vehicle dweller. I think it would actually help out. Especially if you're constantly switching out ice cubes and adding water to it up here. At least the mist didn't scare you, Roar. Normally that stuff freaks you out, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Alright, I think that's going to be it for me. I need to be somewhere for supper, so I've got to get going here. I hope you're all doing well. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Stay cool. Look at this little bugger sitting right in front of the fan, aren't you? You're enjoying it. You normally don't like fans or things blowing air at you, but I don't know. You seem to like it. That noise you heard? But I can't get it to do it. It's the chair. It wasn't... Okay.